Hello, welcome to our channel, Smart Data Learners, viewers and smart data learners. Today we will be working on a very interesting project, and that will basically the goal of this project is to work on a scenario to build a dashboard so that help us our viewers to learn the Power BI technologies, Power BI dashboard technology, data, and all that, and as well as work into the healthcare domain. So let's begin into the beginning overview of the project. So healthcare case study. Power BI project data transformation and analysis. The scenario: you have been brought on board by CEO of the business consulting firm that's looking to understand U.S. health industry in greater depth. They want actionable insights derived from real world healthcare data. The brief. As data analyst, you have been given access to comprehensive healthcare reports. Your task: use your analytical skills to transform raw data into meaningful insights using Power BI. The objective: the CEO has outlined key goals for the project. Perform deep dive into the data, identify key talking points and trends, compare regional performance, analyze product level metrics, create forecasts, and visualize results in compelling way. Project Kickoff. Power BI Desktop. In this phase, we will connect to the healthcare dataset, clean and transform the raw data using Power Query Editor, set the foundation for effective data modeling and visualization. About the healthcare dataset. This dataset includes rich real-world healthcare information from US market. It contains patient demographics, name, gender. This is all fictitious data and publicly available. So it contains details on specialty, medical procedures, date, prescriptions, groupings, insurance info, payers names, adjustments, payments, hospital data, hospital names, diagnosis, codes, quantities, expenses, financial metrics, patient payments, insurance payments, total expenses. Why this matter? This data gives us a comprehensive look at the healthcare ecosystem, shows the interaction between patients, providers, hospitals, insurance companies. By exploring the relationship, we will gain a valuable insights that guide business decisions, reveal cost trends, and highlight opportunities to improve health delivery. So basically, all this data is publicly available. We got this from the website, and then based on this data, we developed a Power BI dashboard. So let's go directly into the dashboard we have completed, and then once we view the dashboard, and then after that we will complete the dashboard from scratch. Right. So let's go to the dashboard. So basically, this is the first page of this dashboard. This is executive summary of healthcare industry 2019 to 20. Executive summary. So that shows total expenses 12.96 million, insurance payments 7.49 million, ethnicity count 7 type of ethnicities, patient payments, patient counts. These are some key performance indicators, total payments, and the previous month pay. So that's what we got from this project. They have total payments, and then they are comparing it with the previous month payments. For example, here the goal for the previous month, I think it is 21153, and difference is 65% less in the current month. Patient payment and previous month. So 13.93K payment this month, last month. That's what we assume from the data. So we'll go through the data also. So 13.93K goal, and the goal was 41.60K minus 66.52%. We will calculate all of these key metrics using DAX, and we will touch various new features, bit advanced features of DAX, which will help our viewers understand the working of the DAX. Insurance pay and previous month. So this is on the insurance pay is 56.46K, and the goal is last month 15956. So it's difference of minus 64.16%, 61%. The CPT units and previous months. 1457, and then goal was 3642 and minus 59.99%. Difference is lesser current month than the previous month. These are the total insurance pay and total gross expenses by month. So we understand there is a lot of formatting needed to do that. We will when we work on the actual project, we will do along with you. Right now, we'll look into that. Total insurance pay and total gross expenses by month. So the total insurance pay and the total gross expenses. This is the data here. Then the sum of CPT units by month, and that's how these are showing along the way. And then we have a distinct patient month by month. Patient counts by month, and then we have sum of CPT units by payer name: Medicare, commercial, Medicaid, other. So it's basically based on the US healthcare industry. So we worked on that, but in case if you want more knowledge, you can search on some specific insights or domain knowledge from Google. So that's the main executive summary. So executive summary has at a glance information overall. So now we go to the next page. Let's go to the patient analysis. So this is our patient analysis. So in the patient analysis, we have ethnicity count in the United States, distinct patient count, count of states, count of city, patients enrolled, patients by tobacco. So this is all information is in the data, but we utilize this data to build this dashboard. That's the beauty of the Power BI. It looks like it's a beautiful dashboard having all the information, but behind the scene is a data sets linked together in a relational data model. Patient by exercise, those patients who do exercise, 35% yes, no are this 65%. Then we have patient by diet. With the diet, they are 25% on diet and 4%. 4K is 75% without diet. Then we have a 2K, and then so on, the alcohol and yes and no. So these are the answers in this dashboard. This is our patients by blood group. You see we have a distinct count of patients by blood group. So we have this O positive are most, A positive are also a lot of patients with the A positive. Then we have B positive, and then O negative, A negative, AB negative in the data sets. This all come from the data sets. B negative is less, and then so on, AB negative. This is the patient by states, California. So this is how this data is presented here from by states. This is Alaska. And then ethnicities are American Indians, 28, female, and 8 is Asian. Most of these are like the different ethnicities are here. So this all come from the data. And then we have some filters. Midwest region by the region, Midwest, Northeast, South, and West. For example, if you go to the Midwest, that's how it will go to there. Northeast, Southeast, and West. When we double click again, it goes back. Now we have a gender and female. There is a filter again for the female and male patient. For example, if we select male, if we select females, we have lesser. If we go to the A negative group, you see we have lesser people. B negative, we have very low. These are all B negative, AB negative, O positive. Ethnicity, American Indians, American Indian or Alaskan natives, Asians, Africans, Hispanics, others, two or more, right? So that's how this data is now here, and we have all these information, and we have the filters based on ethnicity, blood group, patient gender, and the by the region. Now we go to the hospital analysis. In the hospital analysis, we have ARC ratio by start of month. We have IPT ratio, IPTP ratio. We can you can always Google on these terms, but this is how we the data we have, and we have developed this dashboard from this data. Total gross expenses by CPD grouping. I will attach a file for these terms. So our more focus is on the working, how we presented the information. This is our CPD grouping, surgeries, expenses. Total expenses 7.4 million, 56% expenses were relating. Then we have radiology, and these are different fields. And then we have IPTP ratio, and then we have the location, the accounts receivables. You see these are accounts receivable, these are IPTP ratios, age ratio, bad debts, and all that. These are the sum of CP2 units by these location name. And again here we can select the data by region, Midwest, Northeast, South, West. That's how this very dynamic dashboard, and then we have location name also. We can we have a filter here. Different hospitals, Angelstone Community Hospital, Evergreen. So these are the different hospitals. This is basically how so we can search by different hospitals. For example, go to the Fairview. That's how it looks like. Now let's go to the provider analysis. This is our providers are physicians, right? And these are those who provide the services. So in this we have total count of providers 931, sum of provider FTE 712, count of providers, count of city, total cities are 531 from south, west, midwest. Physician count by specialty type and region code. Midwest 86 NPP and this is physician specialty. And so on. This is okay, and this one is for specialty type. Physician specialty, internal medicine, total physician specialty, total physicians 742, sum of CPT units 21,216, 216, 216,662. Provide total provider FTE 58, internal medicine 224. So these are broken down by these different fields like internal medicine, family medicine, diagnostics, pediatrics, emergency medicine, surgery, and so on. We can go down and look at all of these specialities, NPPA specialities and all. Again, we have data for blood groups also. So if we look at the A negative, so how many patients, how many providers have worked with them, AB negative, ethnicity, then we can again sort these by ethnicity. So basically these are the patients' blood groups and these are the count of, for example, those with A positive blood group, total count of patient providers were 931. B negative, the total count of providers are always same, but in these are like A positive in Midwest. We have total physicians who deal with these six more CPT units and patient counts. Okay, so these are the overview of the dashboard. Now let's look at the data and see how this data looks like, and then we will work in our coming in the next video. So this is our data model. This is effect table. This is a physician table. This is a patient's table dimension. Just move all these together. These are just a Myers table. So these are all basically these are all dimensions, dim with the patients and with the hospital, and all these are linked to the fact table. So fact table has all these have Myers data. In the fact table we have adjustments data, how much adjustments, accounts receivable information, dimensions, CPU units. These are the primary keys which are through which we have linked their dimensions. These are all. Then we have fact table PK and the gross expenses, insurance payments. These are the Myers. Region code and this. And let's go to the data transformation and we'll see the data in the these are the transactions table. So in the transactions table we have dimension, primary key, transaction ID. Transaction type is charge, adjustments. You see, these are the charge means they charge the and transaction description, PPP, initial PR diagnostic, opening, and these are some descriptions of the charges, and then adjustment reason. Again, it's charge, transaction type, adjustment reason. Adjustment reasons we have the same charge, but in here adjustment, and then it says contractual. So this is a business model of their. We have to go through. We have to understand their business model. But basically, we have the data, and we will work on this data to develop a dashboard as per our the information they have given us. Okay, so this is a physician's dimension. These are the primary key of the physician, provider NPI, provider name, specialty code, provider FTE. This. So basically what we will do is we will receive a plan, what these are, and based on that information we will calculate the Myers or KPIs they are looking for. A dim pair. So there are 4 types of the pairs: commercial, Medicaid, others, Medicare. Dimension patient. So this is the patient's information, like it's all the fictitious data, that's a publicly available data we've got. And these are the information for the pay. These are the patient, these are the hospitals. So there are about 11 hospitals. Date. This is a calendar table. These are the CPT code, dimension CPT code. CPT grouping, CPT code. So radiology, you see in the radiology we have 3 times this radiology grouping, but under this we have different CPT description, use guide, vascular and all that. So that's how this CPT code works, right? For example, if we have surgeries like 1, 2, 3, 2 surgeries, but we have a different primary key and different CPT codes, and their descriptions are different. So this is our fact table. That's where that has all the information about the Myers, which we need, from where we will calculate all the information relating to the insurance payments, gross expenses, accounts receivable, CPT units, and so on. I will show you there. This is the fact table. For every transaction there is a primary key from the fact table. Check dimensions. These are the basically dim. So these are various dimensions. The physicians service primary keys, dim CPT code, primary keys. So these are all primary keys from the other tables are here. Basically, these are foreign keys, but we have written these primary key. But that's how we connect these dimensions to the fact table to view the data accordingly. These are the CPT units, and then we have cross expenses, adjustments. See these that we can see adjustments, reasons, insurance payments, patient payments, accounts receivables. These are the accounts receivable. We put it in the descending order. That's how it looks like. So this effect has all these measures, and I will show you in further dimensions. Dimension diagnostic underscore lookup, speciality. There are a variety of speciality. This is the bad debts. The reason for the bad debts, adjustment reason, bad debts, transaction type, patient died, bankruptcy, or these are the bad debts. So basically, this is the information on the data, and let's see what we can. Okay, so these are. So it's a lot of data. We are just trying changes. Okay. So this is all the data we have. This is a data model, as we've seen that. And this is our dashboards. That's our front end with which the management will see. And this is our project overview. We have looked into that health case study. So viewers, this is the overview of the project, and in the next video we will complete the project from the scratch. Thank you very much, and wait for the next video. And if you like our presentation or any questions, please feel free to leave in comments, and also subscribe our channel. That will encourage us to develop more and more. Create more videos for the training of our viewers. Thank you. Have a great day. Okay, welcome back, viewers. Now we will be working on our project, the project we presented earlier and the overview. So let's first start creating the blank dashboard, the Power BI, blank blank report. Okay, now we have. So in the stage number one, we'll save this project as we'll save it in a desktop. Now it's a new folder, and we'll create a new folder dashboard US healthcare industry industry tutorial. And in this we'll give a US healthcare industry tutorial 3rd of August. Started working on 3rd of August. Okay, so we'll save it. Now it's saved. Now first at the first stage we have to import all the data sets. So let's begin with the importing data. These are CSV files. So first we'll import the fact table. This is the fact table. Okay. Now the next we have dim transactions. Starting from the row, we'll load all the data. Then we'll import dim speciality. Then we will import the dim physician. Now we have physician, and then Tim pair. Impatient, hospitals, this is a dimension date table. Okay, we have these, and let's first go to the uh, let's go to the data transformation. See if there are any errors in the data. Looks nice. That looks okay. Dim date. You see, in the dim date, we have a formatting issues. You see, these are not in a proper format. These are the dashes, and this is ABC. So we have to convert it to a date format. So in order to convert into the date format, let's first try simply. You see, we are getting the errors. For this, we need to let's go back where how it looks like. Now it looks. So the only way we can convert it is to the go to the using locales. This is a very important point, and that came up in this dashboard, and I hope this will also be useful in the other projects for all the viewers who are working on this project. So we'll go to the using locale function, and its data type is text. We will change it to the date, and in this it's a US. We will change it to the United Kingdom. Okay. You see, now it looks like everything looks very fine. All the dates are now apply this, and another thing we have to do this in this date is if we go to our project in the dim date, we have a column named start of month. So you see, this is extra column we needed in the dim date column. Start of month. The start of month is start of month function and the dim date. Okay, we'll just copy this and we'll go to our project, and in the dim date function we'll create a new column. Start. Okay, it's created now. Let's look into this data set. So you see in the start of month, for all the dates it gives, for the month of January dates, it gives first of, all these are first dates. We will need that in this dashboard. Okay, now we have another, let's look into that. We have the, in the fact table, we have a region code. Okay, now at this stage, we will go to the data modeling tab in our new dashboard project. Data modeling, and organize our table and link them accordingly. This is basically our tutorial 3 dashboard data modeling tab. You see there these connections have already been built, but we have to verify if these are correct or not, right? You see, viewers, these we just have to verify. Most of the work is already done. So you see, this dim table is not connected. Dim date table. So here we connect the date to the, you see this is not connected. We'll brought it here and see we have in the fact table we have the date service PK. We'll connect this to this. You see, there is another issue we are looking at. These date types are different. It has the same issue which we handled in the dim table. So let's fix that also. Then we will be able to connect that. Okay. So go to the transformation tab. These are all part of the data cleaning. So we'll go to the fact table. This is the fact table, and we'll go to the Yeah, this column needs to be corrected because it has a date format which is dim date service. We'll do that because you see these are ABC. These should be in a date format. So we'll go using locale because we have to use this in the. I will show you why. We need it in a date and it's the United States, but we will connect it to because this looks like British. That's what I did. I changed it to the UK. Okay, this one is done. I think there is another date column. This one. This one also need to be transformed into a date using locale. United Kingdom, and the date format would be date. Okay, now just close and apply. Okay, so we connect this date to the DIM service. You see, I will show you how I find out the DIM service. So you see fact table, DIM this table. You see these are connected to the fact table to the DIM date and the column is DIM service. So that's what we will do it in our dashboard. Third of August. This is our file where we are working. So we'll connect this to the DIM service. See now these both look same. Okay, so it's one to many relation because one date from the date table to can be there could be many dates corresponding dates in the fact table. Save it. Okay, this one is done. Now we'll okay. This is the data modeling part is done almost. So the another thing we will have to work is which I came across in our project was the column. Always see that we are now working in this one, 3rd of August, tutorial 3rd of August. So we'll go back to our already completed. This tutorial is US industry, but there's no 3rd of August. So we are now in a completed project, which is completed. So if we go to the data model, we will look into the fact table. And in the fact table, we see we have a region code. And the region code is basically a related TIM patient region code. So what we are getting is we are getting the field of patient's region into the fact table. I'll show you in this table, fact table. Region code. You see, we have these all region codes in our completed dashboard. So the same thing we will do in our region code. So basically, what it did is we will create a column based on the DAX, and here we will use the function related. Why are we using related? Because the impatient table is related to the fact table through the patient's foreign key in the fact table and the primary key in the dim patient table. So do that. Okay, and we'll go into our dashboard. There are a lot of things. We get a lot of chances to learn new DAX functions, which are very useful. So we'll go there and we'll create a new column. And in this column, we will use the same. We use the same region code. Region code is equal to dim patient. I will show you how we are getting this, because this is patient is related to the fact table via primary and foreign key of the patient in the fact table. So we are extracting another field from the patient's table, that is region. To show the region will be now reflected in the fact table. So just click OK. I'll show you that. This is our fact table, and now we have the region code here. You see in our file 3rd of August, US Health Industry Tutorial 3rd of August. So we have this one. Okay, so we have completed this thing also. Now we have our data. We completed the required columns. Two columns we created. One is in the uh, dim date, that is start of month, and another is the region code in the fact table. Now is the time to build the measures. So we'll look into our completed dashboard and start working on the measures. These are the first steps we need to do in order to work on our dashboard. So we'll first create the independent measures, those measures which on which the other measures are based. I will show you what I'm saying. For example, we have total payments. We'll copy this total payment, because these are just summarizing the insurance payments and patients. And we'll go here. First, let's create a measures table. Modeling tab, new table, Mayas. It's a best. It's a good way to organize the Mayas in a one table. Mayer, Mayas. Now in the Mayas table, we'll create a new Mayer. You see, we are now summarizing the sum of fact insurance underscore payment plus sum of fact patient payment. We are combining both these two to calculate the total payments. This is done now. Let's go total pay. Okay, so we'll create this one also. This is the total payment MA. We already have the total payment, and you see we have the total payment, so that's why now we don't have any problem. Otherwise, it will ask us first create this one and date in period, dim date, and max dim date minus 10. We'll look into that first later, but first we create this. Okay. Now we will go to back to this total patient payment. Total mails. Okay, so we first have you see we have a Mayer here. Then you see there is a no table along with that. It means this is a Mayer. So we'll see this male patient. We have to create the male patient. So first we have to create male patient, and we'll go there and new Mayer. And you see there is another Mayer we need to create count patient. We are missing that, so first we will create a count patient. Count is simply is counting the dim patients. Okay, new Mayer, count patient is completed now. Oh, I think we made a mistake. Okay, so in this new year, count patient is done now. Now, as we remember, we will be working on the male patient. New year, it's a male patient. What he's doing is calculate count of patients. We have already created this measure, dim patient, gender, and then comma, and then in this filter, we are filtering this based on patient gender is equal to male. I have created another video on these DAX, but let's first do that, and then I will give a link for these. Okay, so this is done now. Male patient. Let's create the female patient also. I think we need to create a female patient as well. Okay, so this one is done now. You see, we have already created count patient, and now we can use this Meyer here and the female patient. Okay. Now let's go back from the bottom. We will see total patient. Okay. We have, I think, already created total insurance paid. It's done now. Total insurance payment. Now we'll go to the total gross payment. See, these are just summary of these. Uh, all of these fields are available. Show you. Go back. The total gross payment, and then we'll go back to the total females. Total deficit. Total deficit is sum x effectable gross expenses minus total payment. So we have already have a total payment here, so we can safely create this one also. Total CPD units. quarter to date payments. You see, we have already created the base DAX measures, so we can safely create this one also. Quarter to date is like up to latest quarter, the date, dim date from the quarter. Right now we'll create the measure. As I already mentioned, we have created special dedicated videos for all these QTD, quarter to date, month to date, year to date. Now we'll pick previous patient pay. You see, in the previous patient pay, calculate total patient pay, date add -1 is month, last month's from the date we are giving. New measure, save it. Previous month pay. Okay, previous month pay is done. Previous insurance pay. Yours, I will provide all these in a document. But right now, for the sake of this project, we will just create these and we'll go over all these measures one by one. Save our time. Previous CPT units. Total CPT, date add, and this. So physician count. The physician count is that count rows, dim physician, cross filter, both. So, viewers, this is also an important measure that it's worth explaining here. See, you see in the data modeling tab, what we are doing here is dim physician. So physician table basically is linked to the fact table. And since we want to calculate uh, patients according to the we need to have these in both cross filtering. You see, I will give you explanation when we go to the visual where we will be using this measure, right? So right now it won't be as clear to explain. So let's first create this measure, okay? But it's worth explaining this measure. It's a cross filter. Okay, so go back and we will in our this table we will create this cross filter. New measure. No, this one not. To go back and physician count. This one. We create a new measure. Physician count. You see here we use the cross filter and I will explain when I will go to the visual. I will specially highlight this, the function of this cross filtering. Okay. We already created the male patients. IPT ratio. IPT ratio is insurance payment divided by total payment. Right. You see, there's the only way to learn these softwares like Power BI is do the practice, do the projects. As many projects you can do, you will have better understanding. Okay. Now that's why I'm creating instead of explaining all these, we're just uh, go to the project and create the project. So it's insurance, tobacco, right? So here we will use those people who are insured and use tobacco. Something like that. It's calculate total insurance pay, then dim patient filter is equal to tobacco is equal to yes. New measure. We'll use this and now we'll go back. Insurance underscore tobacco, insurance underscore A plus. This is a it's blood group. We use this because this all information is in the patient's table, their blood group. So we just total insurance payment based on the A plus. Okay. Now we'll go A plus female patient. We already distinct patients. Count of distinct payments patients. We'll create that as well. We cannot work on our project unless we have these data sets and measures. The first things first, that's what we are completing. Once we have these, then our project is almost 70% is complete. Do that. Okay. count patient is already here, so it means we don't need that. Now we have a bad debts. Uh, we'll go back. We'll go to the bad debts later on. First, because we need to create a table for the bad debts also. So we have not yet created average patient pay. So we need to create a average patient pay. Average patient pay, we're done. Oh, I think we made a mistake. Oh, sorry. We made a mistake. We made a mistake here. Okay, in this we create a new layer. Average patient pay. It's done now. Okay, basically it's done on, and we go back and count patients. I think we already have. Okay, this is already there. Okay, we'll use this. Now there you see we have average patient pay, and now we're using impatient gender is equal to male and impatient blood group is equal to B plus. Okay. Now we'll go back. Email with the same criteria. I'll calculate the average pay. Oh, this one is already completed, so we don't need this. But remember, we created average patient pay first, ARC ratio. So basically, what ARC ratio is fact table accounts receivable, yeah, account receivable ratio. The sum of fact table accounts receivable divided by sum of fact table gross expenses into 100. Okay, so just select it. After ARC ratio, 100%, 100-day rolling pay. What does it say is total patient pay, dates in period, dim date, max, dim date, minus 10 days. Okay, I think we are done with the mayors. Let's see how many mayors we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 4, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we have basically 26 mayors completed. Let's see in our this dashboard how many we have here. Oh, we need these two percentage payment pay. I think we are missing these. Percent patient pay, percentage of males. So percentage of males is the male patient divided by total males. Let's see. We'll look into that again. Let's create that as it is. Basically, we have not yet created the total males. So let's create the total males. My year also. See, we missed that. Okay, viewers, now I think we have completed our mayors. So we'll see later on in case we miss something, we'll do. So our at this stage, our dashboard is still blank, but what we got is almost 60 to 70% of the work has already done. We have all the data sets, we have all the mayors. You see, now we will move to a first dashboard, that is summary. First dashboard, executive summary. So first we will US health industry 2021. We'll copy this, and in dashboard we'll insert a new text box, and let's see what size we have here. 42. Okay, and we're working on executive summary. It's 28. Okay, let's save it. So first we'll go total expenses, total gross expenses. So you see, we create the small. Let's see first what kind of 35. Okay, we'll insert it from the visualization tab. We will insert a and here we will use from the data set. We will use measure gross expenses, and its size is 35, and rename gross expenses. Right? So let's see how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 5. So let's copy these and 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have already fifth one is already created. You see now it will be very fast because we already created the measure. So next one is insurance payments. So we'll use the data total insurance payment and we change it to more legible name. Insurance pay, and the next one is ethnicity count. Count of ethnicity. So in the patient's table, ethnicity. So simply distinct, count distinct. 7. Okay, and the other one is patient payments. Remember we created the Meyer total patient payments and rename it to more legible in the tab. Okay. The next one is last one is patient count, total patient count. Okay, and we'll change this to patient count. Save this work. So we have total numbers there. Now we'll work on the total payments KPIs. Let's start with these and the total payments versus the previous payment. So you see this one is a KPI card, KPI dashboard. this one. And okay, let's do that and I will show you how that. In this, we will use a KPI. Always deselect these, just move these a bit further or create, we'll put the, and we're looking for total patient payment, total payment. Total payments, remember these includes all the insurance and patients co-payments. We put this here and the target is our last month's total pay, previous month's total pay. And we need a trend. What trend we are looking for? We are looking for a monthly. So in the date column, we will use the month as a trending axis. Let's see why our figures are different. Let's check. Oh, we are using patient payment. No, we have to use the gross payment. month period. Okay. We'll see what's the difference. Let's do that first. Total payment. And okay, see, this is now looks fine. Let's see what is the difference between. It's always good to investigate what is the difference between month period and the month. You can look into that into data transformation table. Months are like this. Let's see what is a month period. Month period is basically okay. Okay, now you see what this says. Month comes only with the month, no year. But here we have 2019 and 12. So basically we need month period, which year it belongs. That's why our calculation was wrong. Now it makes sense now. So we close it. You see, it's always good to investigate figures where these are getting different because there's a lot of details inside, but with the practice, we'll improve. Okay, so let's go to the next one: patient payment versus the previous month patient payment. We'll copy this one. We need two more. Okay, this one is patient payment versus previous month patient payment. You see, we already have completed these measures in. Okay, so we have 13.93 versus this, and same figure. It should be the same figure. Okay, now we have last one KPI is insurance pay versus previous month's insurance pay. So we'll remove this and total insurance pay versus previous month insurance pay. So we have now, let's make it a okay. I'll make this 56.4K. 56.4K. Now we have CPT units. One more. I think what we can do is can move this bit up. I think I was canvas size is smaller. Let's increase the canvas size. Canvas setting. I think let's see what our canvas size here is. Okay, let's do that. Make a room for another KPI. Let's make this smaller. These KPIs are bigger. I think we need to size also should be smaller. So here it's sum of CPU units versus previous CPU units. So let's go back to our, let's make them bit size smaller. Formatting, call out values. Let's make this 35. Call out values 35. This call out value 35. This call out value 35. Okay, now I think we will be able to line these accordingly. So this one basically the last KPI is about total CPT units. These are in the fact table. We'll remove that and we'll put it here. And then the previous month's CPT units would be previous month's CPT units. Okay, so we have okay. So we have now this portion is done. You see, viewers, after completing tables and measures the data and measures, we are a bit faster, right? Okay, now we'll go to the total insurance pay and the total gross expense by month. So we'll go here. We will use Sylvia line chart, and here we are doing by month. We'll use the from our table. We have in the date table. We will this time we will use the simple month. Okay, and then we need to compare with the total payment and total insurance payment, total gross expenses and total insurance. Let's see. And these are, let's make these and put the series markers, and let's see what else they have. Data labels. Let's increase the data labels. Now we have this. Sum of CPT units by month. Sum of CPT units by month. So we will do that. In the, in the visuals, we will use this one. Basically, we have to add and in the fact table, we know that these are in the fact table. CPT unit by month. Sum of CPT units per month, total gross payment and total insurance payment. We can make it better by going here and title. We can change the title, gross payment versus versus insurance. Okay, gross payment, gross expenses and insurance per month. We have that. Save this. Total. Let's change this one also. Total CPT units by month. Okay. Now we have these two graphs, and let's look into the further distinct patient by month. This is a line chart. Distinct. So first of all, we will use the from the dimension table. We will use the month, year, and distinct payments. I think we have already created this measure. Distinct patients, and we need formatting. We need a shaded area. Let's see, we have the shaded area, and then we need the data labels, and then sort it by month. So we can give it a more legible name, title, patients by month, patients by month. It looks more legible. And then we have a sum of CPT units by pair name. Sum of CPT units by pair name, by pair's name. Let's go. So pair name will be in the, let's see where it comes from. We quickly look at that. Dim pair. So we have a table named dim pair, so we will get the pair name. And sum of CPT units. CPT units always, these are in the and we can give it a more name, better name. Okay. Okay. Now I think we have completed the executive summary. Save this one, and we'll look into one. We'll see how many visuals we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is this one. So in our new tutorial, the tutorial we're working on is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. So we have completed this video. We'll save our work. And in the next video, we will work on the we will work on a patient summary. So let's save this for now. Executive summary. So in this tutorial now, right now we have in this tutorial today we imported the data, we created the measures, and we completed the executive summary. So let's wait for the next video. We will look into the patient summary. Thank you. Hello viewers, welcome back. Now we will work on a patient analysis. So in the previous, we completed the project overview, imported data, created measures, then also developed the executive summary. So today's topic is completing the patient analysis. So let's see what the patient analysis is. Basically, it has some KPIs at the top, and then we have some patient by tobacco, patient by exercise, patient by diet, districts, patient by blood group, patients by state, and then ethnicity, and then the filters on that, and then we have a filters on gender, blood group, ethnicity. So let's begin. So first thing first, put the heading on top of that. So we'll go there. Control C. Then we'll copy this thing. Patient analysis. Patient analysis. Now we have, let's begin with these. Let's copy this thing. Also stay. See how many these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see the location. Okay. Okay. So first number is ethnicity count. Let's say I think we created the ethnicity. We can take it from patient. This is the ethnicity. Let's remove the previous ones. Ethnicity. Distinct patients. Let's see if we have that measure. Yeah, we have this. Patient count. And then we have state count. 49 states. Count of city. Patients enrolled. See how we did it. These are coming from the fact table. We are counting total. Patient count. Okay. To save this, let's go to the next one. Patients by tobacco. These are four charts, donor charts. So we put this tobacco here. Patient with and distinct patients. We'll use our Meyer we created here. Patients by tobacco. Okay. What is the next one? Patients by exercise. We will copy this. Okay. Okay, so patient by tobacco is now patient by exercise. So we will remove visualization. We'll remove this one and then we'll put the from the patients table those exercise column and then with yes or no. Okay. Okay, so what is the next one? Patient by diet. So remove that and go for diet. And last one, patient by alcohol. Okay, so we have these. Let's move these up. Mhm. Save this. Patient by tobacco. Header will take patient by. X alcohol. Okay, so we have moved four of these, and okay. Now we have distinct patient by blood group and distinct patients. So now we'll do that. Mhm. And we need blood group we will get from the patient's table. Okay. And we will give this name distinct patient by blood group. We'll change the heading. Okay. So patient by blood group. And then we will use the ethnicity table. This is, I think, it's a cross tab. We will do that. This table, matrix table we will use. Let's see what we have done here. We have using ethnicity rows and columns are patient gender. And columns are gender. And values are patients. Values would be my year. Okay. So basically we'll format that, and we don't want columns, subtotals, but we do want to show the bars. bars. Okay. General effects, visuals, fill elements, show data bars. Let's see what it looks like. 574. Why it's showing less? Okay, so now it looks fine. Let's expand that. You see, viewers, when you see that, it's good to see this video along with completing your project. So there are a lot of things you will get to know faster than when you search for these online or from the book or from some tutorial. So if you watch this video, you will definitely have an edge that you, at a glance, information is here. Okay, so we have done that. 1799 and 1235. Let's put it this way. And then we have this table. This is distinct by state and distinct patients. So let's use this graph and we will state and then distinct patient. So in the location we will use the, because we're looking into the patient's data, so we'll go to the patient's table and then state in location and from the measures distinct patient. Distinct patient in the bubble size. You see the bubble size according to the density, the bubble size will be that big. So name, give it a reasonable name, legible name, title, patients by state, and make it bigger. Okay, now I think they look aligned to each other. And now we use the filters. In patient regions, count. Okay. Now we need to put some filter slicers. And in slicer, we will have to put the region. And region is in the patient's table. And slicer setting, make it a tile. Okay, now it looks fine. Okay, let's save that. You see now the filter is working. That is the beauty of the Power BI. It's so powerful tool. Let's now have some more filters. We need gender filter. Slicer. And we use gender. Just see it again. So gender would be male and female, and blood group. Okay, now we have the gender and we use now the blood group and ethnicity. Two more slices and they will be done. So in this slicer we'll put the blood group. Okay, now we need last is ethnicity. Ethnicity. One more slicer, and here we'll use the patient's ethnicity. Let's make a alignment so we can have blood group. Let's put it this way. I think now we have all these. Let's save it. So it will work like if we can select male, we can select A negative group, we can select O positive group. Like you see, this is B negative, and then we can select the ethnicities. So I think we are done with the patient analysis. I think we're not missing anything. Let's check, double check. For okay, so patient analysis is done. Now we'll move to the hospital analysis. Let's do that hospital analysis quickly. So in the hospital analysis again, we will first start with the header. Let's copy these and put it here, hospital analysis. Okay. And in the hospital analysis, we have sum of accounts receivable. Okay. So let's do first thing first. Let's just make it this way. So we'll see what is it. 3.97 million sum of accounts receivable. See how it's coming. Go to the fact table. Okay. 3.97 million sum of AR accounts receivable. Let's name it total AR and hospital location. Here we will go to the hospital table and its location name. And count distinct, total 11 locations. Rename for this video, number of hospitals. Okay, number of hospitals. And then we have some total of CPD units. CPD units are in the fact table. And these are CPT units. 239. Let's see how much they got. 239K. And we will name these CPT units. Okay, total CPT units. And then we have count of CPT grouping. Let's see what is that. CPT grouping. And we count this count of CPT units. So TIM CPT code. So there is a grouping, and we will count 11. Rename. CPT GROUPING. Total CPT grouping, right? Always save your work. You know this Power BI doesn't never auto save that, so always save that. And now we have some numbers, and then we have arc ratio. What is arc ratio? Is start of month and then arc ratio. Start of month and then arc ratio. This is a line graph. Remember we created the field start of month and then arc ratio. Meyer. So we have created that in a Meyer. And in the Meyer's table, here we have created the arc ratio. And let's have that. And you see, once you have the data in the Meyer's, your almost 70% of the battle is won. Most important are the data, and the graphs are very user friendly. So we can this our work is very faster in Power BI especially. So let's grid line markers all and labels. Okay, let's see what we have here. Yeah, we got the same. Now on the next is IPT ratio. IPT ratio is basically start of month and then IPT ratio. This is also Meyer. So we'll go there and copy this. IPT ratio. Yes, I think we created the IPT ratio. Oh, here we go. Okay, everything looks fine. Now we have total cross expenses by CPT grouping. Cross expenses by CPT grouping. Total cross expenses by CPT grouping. This is the pie chart. The pie chart here. Always when you are selecting the other one, just deselect from here. Start of month. Start of month. And then IPT grouping. IPT grouping. Let's see what CPT grouping. Okay, it's not a. Let's see what it. Total gross expenses and CPT grouping. No, it's CPT grouping and values would be gross expenses. So gross expenses we calculated here. Total gross expenses. Hospital is 56.65. Let's see what we have here. 56.65. Color is different, but we'll format later. So this one is done. Let's see what else we have. We have a table here. This is Location names, sum of accounts receivable, IPT ratio, ARC ratio, and bad debts. Okay. We need to create a bad debts table. Let's go to the transformation tab. Quickly go there. Let's try to copy this if we can quickly. Okay, so we have the bad debts table. From there, it's basically, let's see how it, let's see how if the bad debt table is connected. Let's see how it's connected. The bad debt tables are connected to the transactions table. So in our data model, we will have to connect a bad debt table which we created just now. One to one, both. Okay, so it's connected now. Now I think we have done the bad debts table and we go to our visual and here we'll put the so in the bad debt table we in this location sum of AR, okay, IPT ratio, let's go there and we will, these are the columns. So basically these are all columns. Location and AR. Location would be, this is basically hospital data. Location name and AR, sum of AR in the fact table. It's a simple table. It's not a cross tab. It's a simple table. We'll convert it to this one. And then sum of AR and then we have IPT ratio, and then we have ARC ratio. After that we have bad debts. Bad debts. Let's see where it comes from. Myers table. Okay, I think we have to create this Meyer. We haven't. Reason I know because I just created the bad debt table. Basically, bad debts calculate total gross expenses. It's a header, and then fact table PK is equal to this. So these are the expenses, bad debts, right? So we'll put these bad debts here. So bad debts we have 1514.62. Okay, so we have bad debt, and then in the sum of AR, in the formatting, as we'll come back to this one later on. Let's move to the next one. For example, Genesis Hospital Center 18.61. Let's see what they have. Okay, we have right numbers. Okay, so this one is done. Now let's see what else we have to do. Sum of CTPT CPT units by location name. Sum of CPT units by location name. Location name and sum of CPT units. Location name and sum of CPT units. So Here we'll use this graph, funnel graph, and location and values. Sum of CPT units. Location is category is location, and values are from fact table. Okay, let's sort these by location name. Yeah, and then reference medical care 24K. We need data label, I think. Okay. Okay, so total is 665.1. 665.1 total CPD units, and now we need two mayors, location name and region name. Location, this space is for the filters, region, inpatient region, and that is tile 4 for their four regions, and then we have a location. And here we use location name. That's in the hospital. Let's make these slicer setting, drop down. Okay. So I think we are done with this also. We just need a little bit formatting. But formatting part we will done once we have completed all the data have been on our dashboard. Then we work on the uh, last, the final touches on the finishing touches. That will be in the final video. We'll do that. First of all, we need to have correct mails here. So now we have three dashboards. This executive summary, patient data, and this is the hospital analysis. So the last portion we have now is provider analysis. So that will we do in the last video, and yeah, so that's it for now. So viewers, if you have any questions, just leave these in the video in the comments, and also subscribe our channel. I will have the complete Power BI file and the data sets available uh, so that you can download. Okay, so thank you very much and have a great day. So we will see you in the next video to complete our last portion.
Hello viewers, welcome back. Now our last topic is to cover is the uh, provider analysis. So let's begin. Okay. So right now we have in our chart, we have already completed executive summary, patient analysis, hospital analysis, and today's topic is provider analysis. So we'll give it a name. Okay. So let's begin. Okay, so in the provider analysis, we have first we will to copy this one. Provider analysis. Okay, so the next thing we save it, and in this provider analysis, we have these cards. So let's do these first. Okay, let's see what it has. Count of provider, region code, and physician count. So we'll take the region code is coming from fact table. Hmm. Okay, viewers, here I would like to explain a very important concept here. So when we count the physicians, you see we are not getting the right answer. I was waiting for that point where I would like to explain, because we are goal is not only to work on it but also to enhance the understanding. So you see all of these are looking same. So the reason why it's doing is because we need to have it on the both directions. You see in the physician table, it's on the one way. So we are counting the physicians based on the regions in this. So physicians are this way, and we are basically checking the physicians on the based of region, not the regions based on physicians. So if we make it multi-side, both sides, you will see it will work fine. You see now it works perfectly fine, because we are now cross filtering both sides. But this is not the optimal solution here, because we are modifying the data model. Here we change the data model. So we'll not do that. We will do the same as we will always stay the same. The beauty of the DAX formulas are that we don't need to modify our uh, model. So what we will do is we go directly to the our dashboard, and we will, instead of counting these physicians, we have created a cross filter physician count. I will show you in the measures table. I want to first show you how what does it do. Now you see patient count is equal to calculate count rows, dim physician, cross filter, dim physician, primary key, fact table, primary key, and both sides. So basically these are now looking at but towards the both sides of the table, right? The way we do it physically, we did that, but now we will not do that physically. We'll just use this measure, and it will do whenever this graph chart is running, and it won't affect our data model. So we will use this physician count here. You see now it works the same way as we did that. So that's the point I would like to highlight. Now next, let's move to the next. Count of providers. 931. 931 count. And now we'll go to the second one. Sum of FTE. So FTE is basically in the so we can just round it. Okay. So sum of FTE, provider specialty. Okay, I think we need to go and transform this. And we'll make these first row as a header. Okay, now we'll count these. We're on count of city. So in the count of city, the patient's city. Now we need sum of CPT units by physician count by start of month. Start of month, sum of CPT units, and this chart is a line chart. Start of month, CPT units, and physician count. There is special chart for this purpose. Start of month, and then we need a and then we need the physicians. So basically what it does is it's not giving us the right answer. Let's see, maybe there's a missing link. Many to one. So one physician, many physicians could have one specialty. So let's save that. These are sum of CPT units. So sum of CPT units total are coming from fact table. Here table physician count. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. We were again made a mistake, We instead of these, we have to use the physician count from here, Mayer's table, where we are using cross filter Mayer. And we need okay, this one is done. We'll save it. Okay, now in this specialty table, we have specialty type, provider specialty. Okay, so let's do that first. And then we will use the physician. Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, now we'll put the values, physician count, sum of CPT unit, and total provider FTE. and sum of CPT units. Okay, viewer. So this chart is basically a physician specialty chart. So let's so next we count of physician primary key and sum of CPT units and total provider FTPE. So here we will get sum of CPT units and provider FTPE. Okay, okay. So we have these sum of count of physician primary key. Let's provider count, total FTE, and sum of CP units. Okay. So we have this table complete also. So we have provider count, total FTPE, and so on. Let's now look at the physicians count by specialty. That is small multiples region code, physician count, and specialty type. Let's do that also. Okay, so
And here again we will use physician count from the Meyer. And in small multiples, region code. So let's put the data labels. Okay, so we have that data. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next thing is we need the slicers. You see, viewers, there are a lot of concepts have been uncovered, like cross filters, related table. I will provide another short document uh, in the link explaining the special concepts to master while working on this chart. It's very good practice. It has this project is like if you complete this project dedicatedly, you will learn a lot of for DAX formulas, capabilities of the Power BI, as well as your project for your portfolio, right? Okay. So now let's put the filters. We don't have the filters, so first of all we need a region filter. Always deselect everything and then select filter. That will be our region filter. No, this is blood group filter. Okay. So we'll put the blood group, and you know the blood group located in the patients table, and make it a title. Slider setting, make it a tile. Let's see how the other one looks like. 8. So what we can do is, yeah, now we have all these. So what is the next one? Patient gender. Another slicer. and here we put the patient table, and then we'll get the gender. Where is the gender? Patient age, patient gender, and make it a title. Okay, and then we have ethnicity. Ethnicity is the check. So again, another slider. I think we would use the simple slicer. And ethnicity is okay. Now we'll just have to align these so look pretty. So basically, we today we completed the project almost. We are almost ended, and perhaps I will add another video where I will just do some formatting, because it will take, the video will be very long if we start working on the formatting. So formatting deserves another video. Will in the formatting video we'll work on this project to format all of these graphs, charts professionally. So right now the most important part is, number one is having the data sources, number two all the important measures, number three have all the data as legible possible view on the dashboard, and thirdly we can further tweak to make it more professional, like some formatting. So at this stage we are done. So let me go back again what we have completed. So we completed this executive summary. First of all, we imported all the data. We transformed some fields, like we transformed the date column, uh, where we have certain errors. So we use the locale function and change it to UK, and there are certain dirty time. We have a dirty data. It looks right, but at the in the data modeling tab, it won't connect to each other because of the types or something that like that. So we did data formatting, data cleansing, data correction. We created the measures, like and covered the certain issues like cross filtering, and also we covered the related table. So in the related table we have patients table related to the uh, fact table through the customer's patient primary key. But sometimes we need certain fields like region in the fact table. So then we can use a related DAX, which extract the region portion into fact table. So we have done that, and we are done with this project.
And please, I will also provide the all these files relating to this project, data files. We check what's going on. See if we're connected. So that's how this project. The project is not that complicated once we have done the Mayers and the related data sets. Okay, we'll do that again. This is not a big issue. Okay, now it's working. Sometimes these glitches comes up. We just have to connect to the internet. So basically, viewers, so that's it for this project. And if you like our project and our initiative to create the project for the learning of our viewers, please subscribe our channel and give us a like, and also comments if you have any issues or any more information. I'm all We are always available to help you. And thank you very much and have a great day.